can actually oxidize on your hair and turn it brassy and dull it and discolor it. Whereas the Color Wow conditioner keeps their hair like the color very pure because they won't oxidize or discolor or dull. So really it's best to use the Dreamcoat just on its own. I am going to use one of our cocktails first, but also just because you want to get a little lift just up here in the top, I'm going to use the Raisetheroot just on wet, and I'm just going to concentrate it in the root area, just where you want to get that kind of extra little bit of boost. And you can be quite liberal with the Raisetheroot. It's not sticky or crunchy in any way. It's actually going to give you a really nice flexible hold. Okay, so because Michelle wants to get a bit of body and bounce and guts to her hair, we're going to use some of the Carb Cocktail before I use the Dreamcoat. Now I'm not going to use a massive amount, just like a quarter-sized amount, and I'm just going to focus on the areas of, you know, where she really wants to get that bulk and that body, which is just through here. Right, and then we can just take a little comb just to make sure we've got a nice even distribution of that product through there. And what the carb's going to do, it's actually going to surround each hair in this 3D mesh of carbohydrate, which is actually going to help fatten and plump up the hair. But again, it's not sticky or heavy in any way. Now, it's time for the Dreamcoat, my favorite. And now it's really important with the Dreamcoat that you do take small sections, and you really want to make sure you get the hair completely covered and coated, okay? And we're just going to take it and just drench each section. I'm just going to get you to hold that, so okay. The teamwork, see?
Michelle's going to be on YouTube.
Going to be famous, YouTube star. So look, see, just take each section, just making sure we're just coating it. So what this is actually, it's a water-soluble polymer that's actually spreading out on each hair strand. And when we heat it, it's really important that you do use a brush and a dryer when you use the Dreamcoat. And when you actually heat it, that polymer then interlinks on the hair, it cross-links and creates like a hydrophobic barrier. And that's what's repelling all the moisture on your hair. And that's why your style will stay for days. And like your last client, right? What? How long did her style stay? 7 days, did you say?
Yeah, actually, I washed her last Monday.
Yeah. A week and a day. Michelle's last client, that's how long it lasted on her hair. She loved it. And she had just left, and she just had another Dreamcoat service, so it's good. See, this may be, when you're doing it yourself, it really is important that you do get that real coating throughout your hair. It is vital, because if you imagine that cross-linking which is creating that hydrophobic barrier, you want to make sure that that is completely covering, you know, every strand of your hair, and then when you heat it, then your whole head is getting that coating, which is important. And then make sure we get right into the front here. Okay, thank you. And then just take a comb and just give it a little comb through, just to get that nice even distribution throughout the hair. Now, ready to style. So I'm just going to rough dry the hair a little bit, take a bit of the moisture out. And what is really vitally important, whatever, we recommend just use the cocktails. If you are going to use another product with the Dreamcoat, just use the cocktail first. It has to be used first, but I know there's a lot of hairdressers out there and they like to do a lot of different things. Whatever you do, that Dreamcoat has to be the last wet styling product you put on your hair. Whatever you put in first, the Dreamcoat has to be the last. It has to be the final step, because then that cross-linking that happens on your hair, that's the protection. You don't want anything else interfering with that. And where you wanted to get that lift on the top, where we put, you know, the Raisetheroot, I'm just going to take my comb and I'm just going to lift up the roots a little bit, just to start to get that body going on, so we get a really nice foundation to the style. Real bristle brush, a good hair dryer with a nozzle. I'm still supporting the body that I've put in at the root. But at the same time, I'm using good tension on the brush to use that Dreamcoat to really smooth the texture of the hair. So we'll actually get a nice smooth style with a really nice amount of body that's going to stay put exactly where we did it.
Looking good.
Absolutely, we're nearly there. Just still working in that body, get a nice tension. Nice, right? It's very healthy, but if you feel it, it's chunky, and it's very smooth. There's no stickiness to it.
You know what? You do the Styleonsteroids.
Yeah, you do the Styleonsteroids, yeah.
Because I can see how to
finish
work
it.
that. Yeah, that's the end. She's next.
Yeah? You don't want any Styleonsteroids? Yeah, so throw your head upside down. So this is nice. So the Styleonsteroids, this is a texturizing spray. So really if you just want to give your style a really nice, like kind of sexy, finished texture, it's much lighter than a hairspray. It's got moisturizers.
Why are you sexy in the rain?
Alright, so try your hair back. Yeah, that's it. Oh! See that?
You're much prettier than her.
Alright, look.
Yes, girl. Oh,
Yes,
yes, girl.
in the
Yes.
roots as well, you know, where we put all that Raisetheroot on top of it. Your hair is now clean. This was clean hair we started with, and it needed 2 shampoos. And look how
Clean hair that needed 2 shampoos.
yeah, and look how pristine the colour looks. It's very bright.